Is EBT changing for the low income? That's a good question and exactly what we're going to focus on right here in the video. So let's get right into it. All right, now this was recently brought to my attention by somebody right here in the community who reached out and said, I heard EBT is changing for the low income. Is this true, and can you make a video about this? So here I am making a video about this after I've done some extensive research on this to see what is actually going on, and is it actually true that EBT or something along these lines is going to be changing for the low income? Let's get into it and discuss what I discovered. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so. And because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what's actually going on out there right now, as things are changing very, very rapidly. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any videos going forward. And also remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about EBT, and is it really changing for the low income, and what is really going on here? All right, so there's a few different moving parts here that I want to discuss about EBT. First off, we can talk about EBT and we can talk about SNAP benefits. They virtually refer to the same thing. Now, obviously, it's very different, but let me break this down really quickly. So for those of you that are SNAP beneficiaries, you have a card. Now, depending on what state you're located in, it may be called a variety of different things. In fact, most states have a different name for their EBT cards, right? But essentially, it's all the exact same thing. EBT stands for Electronic Balance Transfer. Literally, it's just a card. It's like a debit card. Each and every month, your benefits are loaded onto your card, and you can go out and you can spend it just like a debit card when you go out to buy your groceries and your food items, right? You know how the whole system works. So that is what EBT stands for, is Electronic Balance Transfer. Now again, obviously, you already know this stuff. However, here's what it comes down to. When I looked into it, and this person that was reaching out asking, is it true that EBT is changing? Well, the simple answer to that would be, well, no, EBT specifically is not changing. EBT literally just means Electronic Balance Transfer, so I'm honestly not really sure what could be changing about EBT. However, as we look into it a little bit further, we might want to talk about SNAP benefits. If we're talking about SNAP benefits, then yes, things are changing for SNAP benefits. Maybe not for everybody, but for about half of the 41 plus million beneficiaries across the country, yeah, some things are changing for SNAP benefits. So if we want to specifically answer the question of, is EBT changing, the simple answer would be, no, nothing is changing about EBT specifically, because that's just an acronym that talks about money being transferred into your card, right? So that is what that stands for. However, let's talk about the other details of maybe SNAP benefits and what may be changing here. So maybe that is what this person was actually referring to, is, are SNAP benefits changing versus is EBT changing, right? So again, I just want to talk about all the details here just in case this is what the person was actually referring to. All right, so when it comes down to SNAP benefits, yeah, things are kind of changing in a pretty big way here. So here's what it comes down to. Over the last few years here, we know that anywhere between about 19 and 33 or 35 states, again, it varies month by month, but over the last couple of years here, a lot of states have been sending out these extra allotments on a monthly basis for millions of beneficiaries. It encompasses a lot of people across the entire country. Now, the extra allotment is that $95 that is being sent out on a monthly basis, or if you're below the maximum for your household size, then you could be bumped up to the maximum household size. However, we know this much. Late last year, as in late 2022, Congress, they passed $1.7 trillion in a package. It's a lot of money, but guess what? They did not have funding in there for the extra allotment to be continued to be sent out beyond the month of February, okay? So that is a major, major change to SNAP benefits. Now, when it comes down to just basic SNAP benefits, is anything else going to be changing about this? No, not really. Okay, the raise that we've already received has been in play for quite a few months now. In fact, it was a 12.5% increase to SNAP benefits, and that was applied as of October last year. So if you didn't get that, you might want to call your local office because you should have gotten that many months ago, starting back in October of 2022. So that's old news. We've talked about that many times before, so we don't need to talk about that. So nothing is changing there. As far as another raise coming into your benefit, well, that's not going to be happening again until October of this year. So we've still got a lot of months to go as of right now. Now, maybe you're watching this video in maybe September or something like that. Well, that if that's the case, then if you happen to be watching this, I posted this video many months ago. In fact, I'm recording this in early 2023, okay? So we got a lot of months to go here. But anyway, when it comes down to that, is EBT and his SNAP benefits changing? Well, yeah, SNAP benefits are changing for some beneficiaries across the country when it comes down to the extra allotment. That is the major change when it comes into SNAP benefits as of right now. Which, by the way, SNAP, I know some people refer to it as SNAP or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or food stamps or food assistance. There's all kinds of names that circle around out there, but literally it's all talking about the exact same thing, right? So anyway, if you're a beneficiary of this, you already know about this, and I have talked about the end to the extra allotment every single month. That's actually ending, basically starting March is when this actually ends, right? So I hope that makes sense. But again, maybe Congress will come together on this and actually extend this out a little bit further. But as of right now, they have not passed anything yet, but they've continued to talk about it. And who knows if they'll actually do something about it. But here's what I've want to throw out there really quickly as well. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, the extra allotment for many beneficiaries, ending March, things like this, initially it's going to be kind of rough. But the thing is, we will see the full effects of this cancellation of this extra allotment probably as we roll through, middle March, end of March, April, May, when we start to kind of roll out further and further away from when these benefits actually end, we're going to start to see some major impacts of this extra allotment not being there for many people who rely on these monthly benefits, right? So initially, lawmakers and everybody else might look at it and think, oh, it's not that big of a deal, whatever, it's fine, everybody's doing just fine. But here's the thing. I'm going to throw this out there now. We're going to start to see the major impacts of this, like I said, probably late March, early April, and beyond. Basically, I'm going to say this much. Probably any time between like mid to late March out until, beyond that, we're going to really start to see the impacts of this extra allotment not being there, right? Because people are going to start, kind of working through any food that they might have and not being able to buy enough. And then maybe any little bit of food that somebody has maybe, set aside, canned food, things like this that are kind of pantry type items, all that stuff is going to be starting to be consumed, right? Well, then eventually we're going to realize, wait, people don't have enough food right now, right? And we're going to see a major run on food banks and food pantries and things like this. And again, that's why these resources are there. But we're going to see the effects of this in a big way here coming, over the coming weeks here. So it's it's a tough situation. It's not a good thing. So like I said, maybe Congress will still come together on something here at some point, and maybe they'll come together on this and actually pass legislation that will give us further funding to reinstate the extra allotment or just plain old boost benefits for beneficiaries. Maybe they'll do something like that yet, but as of right now, they've done nothing other than talk. They're good at talking, right? They're good at talking and no action. I don't know. Who knows? Either way, I'll continue watching this very closely. But again, for that person that has asked this question, and for anybody else that may be wondering about this, or if you've seen this information coming up, talking about EBT changing, EBT isn't changing, okay? Nothing about EBT is changing. It's literally just balance transfer, okay? Other than that, when it comes down to SNAP benefits, yeah, SNAP is changing in a pretty big way for a lot of people, and it's just the elimination of the extra allotment, right? So other than that, SNAP is pretty much going to stay in its original form. Nothing else is changing beyond that other than just the extra allotment that's going to be basically ending. That's it, right? So anyway, hope this one helps you better understand what's going on here. Please leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. If I need to come back and elaborate on this further, of course I will do that. But at the same time, I want to keep you posted with everything going on here because there's a lot of things that are being introduced right now. There's a lot of changes that are coming out of Congress right now. There's a lot of bills, packages, and proposals that are floating around out there. A lot of things that are being introduced, a lot of things that are being talked about, but when it comes down to it, they're not really doing a whole lot as far as passing things, right? They can do a lot of things, they can talk a lot, but the only thing they can pass, well, It's not bills, okay? Let's just say that much, okay? We know what they're doing, right? Anyway, hope you get what I'm saying, right? I hope you get my drift. If you get what I'm saying, right? Anyway, let's leave it there for now. We don't need to go down that road any further, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so hope this one helps you out to better understand what's going on. I know I'm not funny at all, but it just kind of flowed, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of run with this one for a second. You know, might be kind of funny. So anyway, that's what I did, and I'm certainly not a comedian, and I don't try to be either. But every so often, when I think of something clever, I just have to throw it out there. It doesn't happen all that often. Anyway, hope this helps to better understand the situation as far as what's going on here. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. I truly want to keep you updated with everything going on. There's a lot of different things that are happening every single day. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. I hope this answers the questions for you. And of course, I'm going to continue watching everything in regards to money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, or anything else out there you can possibly grab right now. Of course, I want to bring that to your attention. Anyway, enjoy your day. Subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.